Across the vast plains around the world, billions of fruits and vegetables are being picked, packed, and transported in just a few short days. A spectacular race against time, where technology and nature intertwine. Farmers are not only facing the fever of the harvest season, but also battling unpredictable weather, volatile prices, and the pressure of global supply. Now, let's explore how farmers across the planet are working hand in hand with modern technology to bring in the golden harvest of 2025. The bountiful orange harvest runs from October to May in the Northern Hemisphere, and from June to December in Brazil, making the global harvest season more vibrant than ever. In 2025, Brazil continues to dominate the world's orange industry, with an expected output of more than 16 million tons, accounting for nearly 20% of global production. The United States, particularly the state of Florida, produces around 4 million tons, mainly serving the orange juice processing industry. On large-scale farms, using hydraulic shakers, it takes only a few seconds to shake an entire tree, causing thousands of oranges to fall onto canvas sheets, achieving an average yield of 6 to 8 tons per hour. To meet soaring demand, orange farms are turning to machines that harvest faster and smarter than ever. Among them, modern combine harvesters such as the Oxbow 3220, the New Holland VX790, or the Corvin 9000 series move between rows of trees, using vibrating rods and automatic conveyors to detach the fruit and collect it into bins. These machines are capable of harvesting more than 20 tons of oranges per day, nearly 3 times faster than hydraulic shaker systems, and over 40 times more efficient than manual hand-picking. Each year, the world harvests more than 80 million tons of oranges, supplying raw materials for a juice industry worth over 30 billion USD. Famous brands such as Tropicana, Minute Maid, and Cutrol hold the majority of the global orange juice market. Tropicana alone processes more than 5 million oranges daily at its factories in Florida, producing millions of liters of 100% pure orange juice. The oranges that meet quality standards are packed for the fresh market, while the rest are sent through cold pressing, filtering, concentration, and aseptic bottling lines, the journey that creates the familiar morning glass of orange juice enjoyed around the world. Billions of potato seeds are planted in the early spring of the Northern Hemisphere and the autumn of the Southern Hemisphere, marking the beginning of one of the most important crop seasons in global agriculture. Across vast fields, modern potato planters such as the Lockwood 608, Grimm GL420, and John Deere 1725 operate tirelessly, capable of planting more than 12 rows at once, covering 10 to 15 hectares per day. Each seed potato is placed precisely into the soil by conveyor systems and GPS sensors, ensuring uniform spacing and optimal growth conditions. Thanks to this high level of mechanization, global potato production now exceeds 370 million tons annually, making this humble tuber the 4th most important food crop in the world, after rice, corn, and wheat. Germany's Deepfield Robotics weed control system stands as a revolutionary solution that is transforming the way humans care for crops. Equipped with an AI-powered camera capable of processing up to 20 frames per second and a high-precision image recognition system, the robot can clearly distinguish between crops and weeds, then use mechanical arms or laser beams to remove individual weeds without harming the surrounding plants. Thanks to its ability to operate continuously day and night, the robot can treat dozens of hectares each day without using herbicides. chemicals that are responsible for soil and water pollution in over 60% of Europe's agricultural areas, and the loss of up to 40% of soil biodiversity. However, the main drawback of Deepfield Robotics is its significantly reduced efficiency under harsh weather conditions, such as heavy rain, sticky clay soil, or uneven terrain. So would you be willing to spend $150,000 to own this cutting-edge technology of the future? After 4 to 5 months of patient waiting, farmers across major potato-growing regions from Idaho and Wisconsin, the Netherlands, Germany, to China enter a vibrant harvest season that lasts from August to October each year. Hundreds of massive harvesters from leading brands such as Grimm, DeWolf, and Lockwood operate in sync with John Deere tractors, manufacturers that together account for over 70% of the global potato harvesting machinery market. The lifting blades, vibrating shafts, and multi-layer conveyors gently separate rows of potatoes from the soil, remove stems and dry dirt, and unload them directly into trucks running alongside. Each machine can harvest up to 150 tons of potatoes per day, turning entire fields into golden brown streams of tubers, a humble crop that feeds more than 1 billion people every day worldwide. According to USDA forecasts, in 2025, the United States is expected to reach a yield of over 20 million tons of potatoes, ranking 5th globally after China, India, Russia, and Ukraine, with Idaho remaining the country's largest production hub, accounting for nearly 1/3 of total output. After harvesting, the potatoes are taken to high-tech storage facilities where low temperatures and humidity of around 95% keep thousands of tons fresh for months. From there, they begin a new journey, becoming crispy fries, smooth mashed potatoes, or potato starch for the global food industry worth over $150 billion each year. Across the arid highlands of Mexico, Sicily, North Africa, and the southern United States, the cactus harvest begins from June to October, a cultural symphony deeply rooted in local tradition. Mexico remains the world's largest producer, accounting for over 45% of global cactus output, with more than 70,000 hectares under cultivation and an annual yield of around 800,000 tons. In the Milpa Alta region of Mexico City alone, over 300 tons of cactus pads are harvested daily, supplying both domestic markets and exports to the United States, Europe, and Japan. Farmers still harvest by hand using thin steel knives or small shovels, usually in the early morning when the spines are soft. In some regions, mechanical cutters are introduced to speed up the process, slicing through the pads and gently lifting them onto conveyors for collection. The young pads are then cleaned, de-spined, and carefully packed for the fresh market, where they are served as salads, soups, or stir-fried dishes, or ground into feed for livestock in arid regions where other forage crops are scarce. Meanwhile, cactus fruits are harvested either by hand or with specialized mechanical grabbers, with each plant producing between 150 and 200 fruits per season. The fruit is known for its refreshing sweetness and vibrant colors, from red and purple to golden yellow, carrying deep cultural significance across Latin America and the Mediterranean. In Mexico, the retail price ranges from 0.6 to 0.9 USD per kilogram, while export-grade fruits can sell for up to 10 times higher. Mexicans often proudly say, "Más mexicano que el nopal," more Mexican than the cactus, a phrase that reflects the spirit of resilience, identity, and national pride deeply rooted in their land. Beyond its cultural and economic value, the cactus also stands as a symbol of sustainable agriculture. It uses up to 80% less water than conventional crops and has helped restore more than 1.5 million hectares of desertified land in Mexico, Morocco, and Ethiopia, earning its title as the crop of the future in an increasingly harsh climate. The 2025 peak blueberry harvest season bursts into life from June to September, painting landscapes around the world in deep shades of blue. Blueberries are divided into two main types, low bush and high bush, each with distinct harvesting traditions and technologies. Low bush blueberries, standing only 20 to 40 centimeters tall, grow naturally in Maine and eastern Canada and are harvested with mechanical rakes or low ground sweepers for frozen and processed products. In contrast, high bush blueberries, reaching up to 2.5 meters, are cultivated in Peru, Chile, Spain, and the United States, harvested by self-propelled machines equipped with vibrating conveyors that gently preserve fruit quality. Today, global blueberry production exceeds 2 million tons a year, with the United States and Peru together accounting for more than 40% of total output, ensuring a year-round supply of this nutrient-rich fruit to markets worldwide. As autumn spreads, alongside the bustling pumpkin harvest for the festive season, fields from North America to Europe glow with the vibrant colors of ripening squash. Modern harvesters, equipped with cutting blades, vibrating shafts, and integrated conveyor systems, work seamlessly to lift vines, separate the fruits, and load them into containers at speeds of over 10 tons per hour. Each year, nearly 28 million tons of squash are harvested to meet the rising global demand for fresh produce, soups, vegetarian meals, and frozen foods, a testament to this golden vegetable crop, one of the most widely cultivated and consumed short-season vegetables in the world. Amid the golden waves of ripened barley, the harvest season unfolds with both grandeur and danger. Farmers face not only volatile prices and market pressure, but also the harsh power of nature, where a single gust of hot wind or a tiny spark can turn vast fields into flames. A single major fire can cut yields by 15 to 20%, causing tens of millions of dollars in losses. Therefore, they must fight back, using tractors to plow fire breaks and spraying water to prevent the flames from spreading. That is how quick-witted farmers save their crops. Even as smoke fills the sky and fire blazes across the horizon, the harvest must go on, because every minute lost means tons of barley reduced to ash. Many of these fires are triggered by overheated combine harvesters, where dry straw and dust accumulate near the exhaust or bearings, igniting instantly under extreme heat. This dramatic scene often unfolds across major barley-growing regions, such as Kansas, Alberta, and Ukraine, where humans and nature continue their fierce struggle for every season's yield. Each year, the world produces over 150 million tons of barley, most of it used for beer, animal feed, and malt production. At the same time, thousands of hectares of barley fields are burned, releasing hundreds of thousands of tons of CO2 into the atmosphere and stripping away the fertile topsoil built up over decades. Famous as one of the most delicate and easily damaged vegetables, harvesting celery requires precision, care, and speed in every movement. Across lush green fields stretching from California in the United States to the Murcia region of Spain and the Flevoland plains of the Netherlands, the harvest season begins in October and lasts until early spring. On smaller farms, workers still harvest by hand, using sharp knives to cut each stalk close to the ground, gently bundling and placing them into boxes to avoid bruising. Skilled pickers can harvest between 1 and 2 tons per day, showcasing the craftsmanship of traditional vegetable farming. In contrast, large-scale farms rely on modern mechanical harvesters equipped with cutting blades and automated conveyors that lift, trim, and load celery into containers at speeds exceeding 15 tons per hour. Today, the United States stands as the world's largest producer of celery, yielding over 900,000 tons annually, with California alone accounting for more than 80% of the national output. European countries, such as Spain, the Netherlands, and Italy, also serve as major production hubs supplying the EU market. On the consumer side, China and the United States are the world's top celery consumers, each averaging more than 2 kilograms per person per year, a clear reflection of the global appeal of this crisp, refreshing, and nutrient-rich vegetable. For thousands of years, the olive tree has stood as a symbol of peace and prosperity across the Mediterranean. By 2025, global olive production is expected to exceed 23 million tons, harvested from September's green fruit to January's black oil-rich olives. Among them, Spain continues to dominate with more than 8 million tons each year, far surpassing Italy and Greece, thanks to the millions of hectares of olive groves in Andalusia and the region's early adoption of advanced mechanization. To meet this massive demand, traditional hand-picking methods have been replaced by modern harvesting machines. One of the most impressive is the Pellenc Expand R5090, a true technological beast. Its massive yellow catching frame extends up to 10 meters, wrapping around the base of the tree. A powerful hydraulic shaker then vibrates the trunk and branches, sending ripe olives cascading down like rain. The fruits are immediately carried onto conveyors that strip away leaves, remove debris, and transfer clean olives directly into storage bins. With a capacity of 4 to 5 tons per day, this machine replaces the work of dozens of laborers, making it especially effective in large-scale groves across Andalusia, Tuscany, and Crete. However, the next leap forward comes with self-propelled olive harvesters like the New Holland Broad series, designed specifically for super high-density orchards. Instead of shaking each individual trunk, these machines drive directly through densely planted rows, using dual shakers and conveyors on both sides to gently strip away 15 to 20 tons of fruit per day from the canopy. In terms of yield, a modern hectare of olive trees can produce 3 to 5 tons of fruit, equivalent to around 600 to 800 liters of extra virgin olive oil, depending on the variety and growing conditions. From there, millions of tons of olives are transformed into extra virgin oil, cosmetics, soaps, and even biofuels, fueling an industry worth more than $15 billion annually. Truly, olives remain the liquid gold of the Mediterranean. Delicate and easily bruised, zucchini, also known as courgette, is one of the most fragile vegetables to harvest, yet it is considered among the easiest crops to grow in the world. Within just 45 to 60 days after sowing, the plants begin to produce fruit, and throughout the season, farmers must harvest almost daily to keep each zucchini tender, crisp, and at its highest market value. Farmers use small knives to gently cut the stems, taking care not to damage the thin, sensitive skin. Left on the plant for just 1 or 2 extra days, the fruit can grow 3 to 5 centimeters longer, becoming oversized and losing commercial value. Today, the United States, Italy, Spain, and Mexico are among the world's largest zucchini producers. The United States alone harvests over 400,000 tons annually, while the European Union produces more than 1.1 million tons in total. Thanks to its rapid growth, continuous yield, and strong consumer demand, zucchini has become one of the 10 most widely cultivated vegetables worldwide. Today, more than 90 million beehives worldwide produce around 1.8 million tons of honey each year, supplying markets from Asia to Europe and North America. From May to September, the peak harvest season takes place across the Northern Hemisphere, when beekeepers carefully lift heavy honeycombs from their hives to collect nature's liquid gold. Smoke from a traditional bee smoker is used to calm the colonies and reduce the risk of stings. Each frame is then gently removed, often covered with thousands of bees. On average, a single frame can hold 2 to 4 kilograms of honey. The beekeeper must work quickly and precisely, brushing the bees away before placing the frames into sealed transport boxes. Globally, beekeeping is thriving. China leads the industry, producing over 450,000 tons, nearly 25% of the world's honey supply. The United States, Turkey, Argentina, and India also rank among the top producers. In Europe alone, more than 600,000 people are involved in apiculture, not only for honey, but also because of bees' crucial role in crop pollination. Once harvested, the honeycombs are delivered to processing facilities. There, the thin wax cappings are sliced off by hand knives or automatic uncapping machines. The frames are then placed into centrifugal extractors, high-speed spinners that force the honey out of the combs and into collection tanks. On the international market, the honey industry is valued at more than 10 billion USD annually, serving not only food but also pharmaceutical and cosmetic industries. Every drop of honey that reaches consumers represents a journey that is both artisanal and industrial, distilled from the tireless labor of millions of bees. Across the vast fields of Europe and North America, green peas, small, crisp, and sweet, demand a harvesting process timed down to the very hour, as more than 20 million tons must be gathered for the 2025 season. Specialized harvesters like the Oxbow series, equipped with cutting blades, conveyors, and separating fans, can collect up to 8–10 tons of peas per hour. The process runs seamlessly. At the front, blades slice close to the ground, pulling entire plants into the machine. Inside, beaters and airflow separate the peas from their pods, leaving only the vibrant green kernels. On average, each hectare yields 5 to 7 tons of fresh peas, and the harvest window lasts only 2 to 3 short weeks in summer. On the market, these peas are widely used as ingredients for soups, pasta dishes, salads, and stews, as well as in the form of frozen peas and canned peas destined for export. The fruit with a sweet fragrance beloved by more than 1 billion people worldwide is the peach. This year, global production exceeds 25 million tons of peaches and nectarines, with China alone accounting for nearly 70%, making it the undisputed center of the world's peach industry. Harvesting peaches is a process that demands great care. Because of their thin, delicate skin, most peaches are picked by hand. Farmers wear soft fabric gloves, gently twist the stems, and place each fruit into padded baskets to prevent bruising. Peaches are often harvested slightly firm, ensuring they remain fresh during long-distance transport. On average, a mature peach tree can yield 50 to 70 kilograms of fruit per season, while intensive orchards can produce up to 15 to 20 tons per hectare. After harvesting, peaches are quickly taken to packing facilities, washed, sorted by size and ripeness, then packed in trays or cushioned cartons for distribution. Today, peaches are not only a symbol of summer in many countries, but also a key ingredient in the juice, jam, pastry, and canned fruit industries, driving a global market worth billions of dollars each year. Cassava, also known as manioc or tapioca, is the world's third most important food crop, after rice and maize, feeding more than 800 million people every day. After about 8 to 12 months of growth, when the leaves begin to turn yellow, cassava roots are ready for harvest. In many regions, farmers still use hoes or their bare hands to pull up each plant, lifting entire clusters of long tubers from the soil. However, on large-scale farms, tractors and hydraulic lifters are used to uproot whole plants, shake off the soil, and gather them into piles. Immediately after harvesting, cassava must be processed quickly, as its starch content deteriorates rapidly. Most roots are sliced, sun-dried, or mechanically dried to produce tapioca starch, a key ingredient in the food, beverage, confectionery, and ethanol industries. Today, global cassava production exceeds 300 million tons annually, with Nigeria, Thailand, Indonesia, Brazil, and Vietnam among the leading producers, shaping an agricultural industry worth tens of billions of dollars worldwide. Over 2.5 million hectares of green cabbage across the world are entering the peak harvest season, covering vast fields from Europe to Asia. Each year, global production exceeds 70 million tons of cabbage, with China, India, Russia, and Germany leading the way, and accounting for more than 2/3 of the world's total output. Across fields spanning dozens of hectares, modern cabbage harvesters such as Assay Lift and Salmon begin their work. At the front, hydraulic blades slice close to the ground, neatly cutting each cabbage head from its stem. A tilted conveyor lifts the cabbages onto a sorting table, where workers quickly trim outer leaves, cut stems, and load them into crates or trailers. Each machine can harvest 15 to 20 tons of cabbage per hour, dozens of times faster than manual labor. At the processing facilities, cabbages are washed, graded, and shredded for food production lines. A portion is naturally fermented into sauerkraut, the signature pickled cabbage of Germany, Poland, and much of Europe. This year, global cabbage consumption is projected to reach 74.9 million tons, a slight increase from 70 million tons in 2023, continuing the steady growth trend of recent years. The storms of 2025 strike unpredictably, almost impossible to forecast. Leaves droop, many plants lean to one side, and millions of tons of crops lie buried in the mud, yet farmers still rush into the fields. For them, waiting for the sun is not an option. Just one more day of flooding could turn an entire year's work into decay right there in the fields. Under the heavy rain, each farmer bends low, hands scraped and muddy, searching for the fruits still intact. Harvesting in the storm has become a familiar scene in many parts of the world, from Florida and Louisiana in the United States to Bangladesh, the Philippines, and central Vietnam, where weather has grown increasingly erratic due to global climate change. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, the frequency of extreme rainfall events during harvest seasons has increased by more than 40% over the past decade, causing estimated losses of over 123 billion USDs annually to global agriculture. Did you know that in the US alone, 97% of households have at least one bottle of ketchup in their kitchen? Heinz, the giant of the ketchup world, ships out up to 650 million bottles annually, making the United States the largest ketchup producer in the world. All thanks to a secret recipe we'll uncover in this video. Is there a food you just can't enjoy without a splash of ketchup? Drop a comment below. We're betting burgers and fries might have something to say. Every August, tomato fields enter their busiest harvest season of the year. Harvesting tomatoes is surprisingly similar to picking perfectly ripe grapes. It must be done gently, but with great precision. As the machine rolls in, its front conveyor system slowly lowers, carefully sliding under the dense tomato vines. The ripe, red tomatoes are gently lifted to avoid any bruising or damage. Then the shaker system kicks in, creating steady vibrations just strong enough to detach the tomatoes from their stems without compromising their quality. At the same time, the rear fan system roars to life. A powerful but controlled gust of air blows away leaves and small branches, leaving behind only the plump, ripe tomatoes. Any green or damaged fruits are automatically pushed off the conveyor and dropped into a rejection zone. The vibrant red tomatoes continue flowing smoothly down the main conveyor belt, forming a river of crimson color. One modern machine can harvest up to 15 tons of tomatoes per hour, making the entire process remarkably fast and efficient. Incredible, isn't it? The selected tomatoes roll toward the end of the conveyor belt, where a mechanical arm extends from the machine's side. A cascade of tomatoes pours into a waiting trailer. One by one, the trailers fill up with juicy red tomatoes, ready for the next leg of the journey, the factory. Once harvested, thousands of fully loaded trucks rumble toward the processing plant, carrying mountains of ripe red tomatoes. At the factory, the tomato-filled trailers are emptied into massive bubbling water tanks. Gentle streams of air bubbles rise up through the water, softly massaging each tomato, helping to remove stems, dust, soil, and other surface debris. This process not only cleanses the tomatoes, but also protects their delicate skins, preserving their freshness and vibrant red color. After the initial soak, the tomatoes move onto a conveyor and pass through high-pressure water jets. These powerful sprays blast away any remaining dirt, ensuring each tomato is sparkling clean and ready for processing. With a processing capacity of up to 20 tons of tomatoes per hour, this step is both highly efficient and essential for maintaining product quality at the industrial scale needed for ketchup and tomato sauce production. The brilliant red tomatoes rush along the conveyor in steady waves, creating a living sea of red, ready to move into the next stage of transformation. Once washed, the tomatoes pass through an automatic sorting system. Color sensors and laser scanners detect and remove any bruised, rotten, or unripe tomatoes. Using either air jets or mechanical arms, the system pushes defective fruits off the conveyor. Meanwhile, factory workers provide a final inspection, ensuring that only perfectly red, ripe, and evenly sized tomatoes move on to the next phase. After being sorted, the tomatoes are sent into a steam blanching system at a temperature of approximately 85 to 90 degrees Celsius for nearly 1 minute. The hot steam softens the skin, making it easier to peel without losing the essential nutrients inside, while also preserving the fruit's natural color and flavor. Immediately afterward, the tomatoes are rapidly cooled with cold water to halt the ripening process and maintain their freshness. This cooling process also helps loosen the skin more effectively. Next, the tomatoes are transferred onto a conveyor belt equipped with specialized rollers that gently remove the skin without damaging the flesh, ensuring high quality for the subsequent processing stages. Once peeled, the tomatoes are sent into industrial grinders where they're transformed into a thick, smooth puree. Stainless steel blades spin at high speed, turning the fruit into a consistent, rich mixture. This puree then passes through a specialized filtering system that removes seeds, fibers, and pulp. What remains is a silky blend of tomato flesh and juice, the golden base for creating tomato sauce and ketchup. In the tomato sauce production process, the tomato pulp and juice extracted after grinding are transferred into large cooking tanks. The mixture is simmered at a temperature of 85 to 95 degrees Celsius for about 1 hour to deepen the flavor and evaporate excess moisture. Compared to ketchup, tomato sauce is cooked longer to preserve its natural texture and original taste. As the mixture begins to thicken, ingredients like olive oil, salt, sugar, minced garlic, and herbs are added to enhance the sauce's natural flavor profile. After going through the cooking, fine filtering, and seasoning adjustment process to achieve the perfect flavor, tomato sauce is immediately transferred to the sterile packaging area. Before coming into contact with the sauce, all glass bottles or tin cans must undergo a thorough cleaning process. Once the packaging is ready, the automatic filling system kicks into action. Thanks to smart dosing technology, each bottle or can is filled with a precisely measured amount of tomato sauce, ensuring consistency while preventing overfilling or shortage. After filling, the containers pass through a vacuum sealing machine. Removing all the air from the packaging helps prevent oxidation and limits the growth of microorganisms. Immediately afterward, the bottles or cans are sealed tightly using a heat press system or automatic capper. Even though the process so far has been rigorous, to guarantee absolute food safety, the sealed products are then sent to a high-temperature sterilization system. Finally, the delicious bottles of tomato sauce are neatly arranged and moved to cold storage rooms kept at temperatures between 4 to 10 degrees Celsius. Thanks to the cool and dry environment, the sauce can retain its full flavor, color, and quality for 6 to 12 months. Ready to serve everything from home-cooked meals to large-scale commercial kitchens. During ketchup production, the tomato pulp and juice are cooked at higher temperatures, but for a shorter time compared to tomato sauce, around 90 to 100 degrees Celsius, for approximately 45 minutes. This method helps retain the ketchup's fresh and tangy flavor. Heinz's legendary status is often credited to its perfectly balanced recipe, said to add 72 to 75% concentrated tomatoes, 12% distilled vinegar, 10% natural cane sugar, and other natural ingredients. This combination creates the signature sweet tangy taste and velvety texture that's hard to beat. Once the cooking is complete, the ketchup is sent through a high-pressure homogenizer to achieve a perfectly smooth and uniform texture. After rapid cooling, Heinz ketchup enters its final stage, packaging. Plastic bottles are the most commonly used packaging format for Heinz. An automated precision filling system dispenses the ketchup into each bottle with high accuracy, ensuring consistent volume and quality across every unit. Next, a screw cap or flip-top lid with a protective seal is applied and tightly secured to preserve freshness and prevent air from entering. The bottles are then labeled and printed with the production and expiration dates using an automated labeling system. Thanks to this meticulous and hygienic packaging process, Heinz has continued to deliver consistent quality and its signature flavor, unchanged for more than 150 years. Every year, red cabbage contributes an impressive $120 million to the U.S. economy. This vibrant vegetable not only plays a significant role in modern agriculture, but also paints the fields of California with its stunning deep red and purple hues. Typically, red cabbage is harvested in the fall, the perfect time when each head of cabbage reaches its ideal size, weighing an average of 2 to 4 pounds, with outer leaves that gleam as if they were polished by nature itself. Modern red cabbage harvesters are truly the unsung heroes of the fields. Equipped with sharp cutting blades designed to cut close to the base, these machines can easily slice through each head of cabbage at the stem without damming the top. Their performance is impressive, with the ability to harvest up to 20,000 to 40,000 pounds of red cabbage per hour, depending on field conditions and the size of the cabbages. After cutting, the cabbages are lifted onto a soft, integrated conveyor belt. As they move along, the outer leaves are removed directly in the field, returning nutrients back to the soil. Once the excess leaves are gone, the red cabbage heads continue their journey on the conveyor to a platform where farmers are stationed on the machine. Here, each cabbage is carefully trimmed again to ensure it has a neat appearance and meets the highest quality standards. After being prepared, the red cabbages are loaded directly into large containers on trucks that move alongside the harvesting machine. Each container can hold up to 60,000 pounds, maximizing efficiency in both harvesting and transportation to processing facilities. This process not only boosts productivity and reduces the need for manual labor, but it also ensures that every head of red cabbage is harvested professionally and meets the highest quality standards before reaching consumers. It's a clear example of how modern agriculture perfectly combines advanced technology with human skill. In addition to mechanical harvesting, red cabbage is preserved at its peak freshness to serve as a premium ingredient in daily meals, thanks to a meticulous harvesting process that seamlessly blends the expertise of skilled farmers with the support of advanced modern technology. Across vast fields, farmers carefully use sharp knives to cut each head of cabbage close to the ground. Once cut, the cabbage is gently placed onto a conveyor belt attached to a harvesting machine moving alongside them. This conveyor belt carries the cabbage up to the machine, where other farmers are ready to neatly arrange them into compact storage bins, specially designed for easy transport and preservation. This process not only preserves the quality and natural color of red cabbage, but also ensures that every head of cabbage reaches consumers in the freshest condition, ready for a delicious meal. Once harvested from sprawling fields where the deep red hue of red cabbage gleams under the sun, the cabbages are loaded onto large trucks and transported to processing facilities. Upon arrival, heavy crates of cabbage are transferred onto automated conveyor belts, beginning their transformation into either fresh, ready-to-use produce for premium customers or jars of vibrant, flavorful, and irresistible red sauerkraut. After being thoroughly washed to remove dirt and dust, the cabbages are sent to an automated sorting area. Here, advanced sensors assess the size, weight, and freshness of each cabbage. Those meeting the standards are directed to the packaging and processing areas, while any that fail to meet the criteria are discarded to maintain consistent quality. To meet the demand for convenience, some cabbages are placed into automatic cutting machines, which slice them into small, uniform pieces. After the cutting process, the cabbage pieces are carefully rinsed once again to ensure that any remaining dirt, plant residues, or fragments from the cutting process are thoroughly removed. This step is crucial for maintaining both cleanliness and the high quality of the product. Once rinsed, the cabbage is wrapped in plastic film to preserve its freshness and protect it from external contaminants. Finally, the individually packaged cabbage pieces are neatly packed into cartons, securely sealed, and prepared for transportation to ensure they arrive at their destination in optimal condition. In addition, the cabbages can be packaged whole or halved. Once prepared, they are carefully wrapped in a protective plastic film, which helps preserve their freshness and prevent any damage during transportation. Once packaged, whole cabbages and pre-cut cabbage products are labeled directly with detailed information, such as the packaging date, expiration date, and manufacturer details, to ensure traceability. This process guarantees that the products maintain their freshness and high quality, allowing consumers to easily enjoy delicious dishes made from red cabbage right at their family table. Besides being freshly processed for supermarkets, red cabbage is also transformed into tangy, vibrant sauerkraut through a meticulous process that blends traditional expertise with modern technology. Right at the first step, skilled workers carefully remove the outer, older leaves, keeping only the fresh, vibrant red-purple inner leaves. The cabbages then move along the conveyor belt to a core removal machine. This modern piece of equipment operates with high precision, quickly cutting out the tough core without damaging the surrounding leaves. From the core removal machine, red cabbages are sent to a specialized cutting machine, a powerful device capable of processing up to 5,000 pounds per hour. This machine slices the cabbages into thin, uniform strips, maintaining the natural, vibrant red-purple color of the leaves. Each strip looks like a soft ribbon, perfectly prepared for the next stage. Once the fermentation is complete after 3 to 6 weeks, the pickled cabbage is transferred to an automated packaging line. It is then packed into vacuum-sealed bags, metal cans, or glass jars, with the transparent jars highlighting the vibrant red color of the pickled cabbage inside. Each product is carefully labeled and neatly packed into cartons, ready to be shipped to supermarkets and convenience stores nationwide. And now, those jars of crisp, delicious red pickled cabbage are ready to join you at cozy family dinners or friendly gatherings with loved ones. The journey from lush green fields to your dining table is not only a testament to the remarkable progress of modern agriculture, but also a beautiful blend of traditional values and advanced technology. It brings you a rich, unforgettable flavor, full of inspiration from nature itself.